the defense.
Welcome back to Split the Defense, Leafs post-game, presented by Laforest Electrical Contractors, serving Kingston and the surrounding area since 2004. I'm Jordan Webster with Craig Pearce. No producer Ted tonight. I'm running the show. Expect things to go wrong if they can. I'll try to just talk and not play all this music and do all this mucking around. Big win for the Toronto Maple Leafs off the back of our boy, number 2-3, Matthew Knies, pulling some Michael Jordan shit tonight and doing it himself, getting 3 goals. What a night. Completely different start to start, but we have to start with Knies. So Marner scores. That's great for him. He did have a 3-point night, like opens it up early, but then Matthew Knies just takes over the rest of the game. Knies makes it 2.5 minutes later. He's got amazing hands on that tying goal. Like, just to be falling down, to be getting pushed around, to be such a big man, and to have those hands and to have that, that brain. Love that kid. And then a hat-trick goal in overtime to seal it. Absolute first star. He was the story of the game tonight. And the craziest part, CP, is now 10 of his career 44 goals have been on the Lightning. That's 22% of all his goals scored.
That's crazy. Oh my God.
That's insane. I think the next closest is Pittsburgh, because I know he scores on them a lot. And I looked it up, and he's got 5 goals on them, which is like 10% of his goals now or something like that. Like just less than 10%, just more. He got 44, right? So somewhere in there. But just absolutely owns the Lightning. And then he gets put in a headlock by Chernak and absolutely schools him. He hates this team. Like, he hates the Tampa Bay Lightning. He is in the box, absolutely like chirping at him, like on the camera on the way to the box, giving him the pouty face. Matthew Knies and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Unbelievable feud there is there. What a night from that kid.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. I mean, there's not actually much to add to that. I mean, I would say that like the play with the first goal, the really nice hands in front. I mean, even the second one as well. Like, just that is the type of skill that is almost as rare as being like a goal scorer like Austin Matthews and having shots from distance. There's just a handful of guys in the league that have that really elite skill in front of the net. And man, we friggin' have one. And he's a bulldozer out there too. It's just crazy when like Cernak's not a small guy. That guy is like probably one of the strongest on Tampa Bay. And yeah, just to basically not ragdoll him, but just like skate through him basically when he realizes what's going on. So, I mean, he's everything that I want in a Leafs player. And whatever money you got to do to give to him, you got to give to him, because he's just, not only does he just own a team in our division that's just been so dominant for so long, but just is just turning into a unicorn of a player in the NHL. There's just not many guys that are just that strong, that big, and just have hands like that. I mean, I love Matthew Knies. He's just becoming, and you could tell just, it's like what are you, 5 minutes into the period? Not only has he scored, but he's just being impactful in so many different ways. Like he's so fast, so complex, and I just loved everything to see from Knies for sure.
So would you give him a long-term deal or a bridge contract? Because he does need a contract this summer.
I mean, I would give him as long as contract as I could. It's just, I feel like.
And what does he make on that contract?
I mean, that's a tough spot, but I don't know, man. Like $6 million. 8? I don't know, 8. I mean, 9? I'd do it. I don't care. No, not 9. He's not. It's not there.
The cap's going up like 110 million 2 years. So like you're gonna lock him up long term. Like maybe wait. Maybe just like I don't know. I think you have to bridge Matthew Knies. You're gonna have to bridge him at like 6 or something like that, 7 even, and then he's gonna end up getting paid if he keeps playing like this.
Yeah, I mean, I think all depends to me, like, if John Tavares, what his contract looks like, because, yeah, like, maybe you
Yeah,
just
but
have
that's
to do
short
a
term.
bridge deal. I know, but, like, maybe if you can't get as good of a deal from Tavares, then maybe you just have to bridge it. Just, are we keeping the band together? Because I know it looks like you got, like, over $20 million and once we hit free agency, but, like, that goes quick once, if Mitch Marner takes 13 and Tavares takes 6, and now, like, what? You have $5 million or something that you can give to Matthew Nyes. So I don't know. They got to be smart about it. There's a reason I'm not a GM, but you just have to keep this dude here. I would keep him over anyone. He has the identity that it takes to like make a long playoff run. You need guys like him, and I'd argue he's more important than some of the better players on this team. In quotes, better. This dude is he's everything.
He is absolutely everything. There is a whole rest of the team that did play a hockey game tonight too, though.
Sure, yeah.
We can talk about that. We did spend 5 minutes on Nyes. He got his due. He was great tonight. Hat trick for our boy. You know what? I'd like to point out that ever since I started doing this show, like I started doing the show right around the time that Matthew Nyes came to the NHL, and I was absolutely in love with this kid ever since then. And I remember saying he's gonna be something. He's gonna be something. And I'd like to point out I was right for once. So
Hey,
give
it's
me
not
this.
probably not once. It's probably not your only thing you're right about, but yeah, good call
Anyways,
though.
so yeah, Mitch starts it off early, completely different start. Like playing this team, I know I had this thought at 2-0, but I thought, doesn't this feel like way more comfortable, like more relaxed than you seen from Florida? Like it was a really intense game last night. And tonight, I don't know whether it's myself, like just as a fan, it felt more winnable. I don't know whether that's grammatically correct. Correct.
I think maybe.
But it felt more winnable. It felt like it was like this game was, I don't know, like I don't, am I the only one in that? Do you understand what I'm saying?
I mean, it helps that they've had like what are they undefeated against Tampa this year? So I mean, there's just been a lot of wins coming against this team. And I think it's when you just compare that, like we have a star player on this team, Austin Matthews, that is like the number one goal of every team should just be to shut that guy down. And Florida does it perfectly because they got maybe
Yeah.
the best defensive forward ever. And Tampa doesn't because they got Braden Point, who's just that's not his identity at all. I mean, he's a great player and all, but he's not a guy that's going to shut down Austin Matthews even in one game, let alone 7. So I think just it's probably partially just we match up way better against them now, and they're not the same team that they were 2-3 years ago. They're a diminished version of that, and I just think that our time has kind of turned with them. They had our number for so long, but I think we have theirs now. I mean, perfect situation is
And I
you
mean,
get to
it's
play
not like
them.
we
But
dominate them. Like it's right there. Like obviously it's right there, but we seem to be getting those bounces now. Like
yeah,
I don't think that either one of us are saying that like the Leafs absolutely own or dominate Tampa. Like Tampa's still one hell of a hockey team, and it's a toss up every single game. But the Leafs seem to be coming out on the plus side for a lot of that, right?
I mean, I'm pretty sure I just said that they own them. But yeah, it's not exactly what I mean.
That's what I was trying to defend.
I was like, I'm pretty sure I just said that verbatim. But yeah.
Not like
uh,
own them.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
like,
I do give them a lot of. They're still a great team. Like Kucherov is one of those guys that you can almost never keep him off the board. Even tonight, he gets on and he doesn't score, but yeah, no, he doesn't score, but he sets up perfectly a goal on the power play. So, yeah, it's a team full of like stud players, and I do think that like Stamkos was a big version, a big reason they were like so dominant when he was really in his prime. And I know they've replaced him with Jake Gensel, who was not in the lineup tonight, which is, part of probably why the top 6 looked a little better against them. But yeah, I think that, yeah, they're not quite as elite as they were. Florida's taken that from me. Like you go to Florida State, like I'm way more worried about playing Florida Panthers than I am Tampa Bay. But it's not like a
but
real
I mean,
knock
it
on them. They're
looks like
still a
Tampa
great
Bay.
team.
Like if I don't think it's not sealed yet. If they would have won tonight, I don't think Tampa had a chance to win the division. But like, there's still a chicken dick's chance that Tampa could win the division. Like they're right there, and Florida's
That'd be
chances are
3
gone.
points.
So like they are better on paper. They've won more games than Florida. So like I don't know. They're just like I feel like you're just like discounting them a lot. Like they're still the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yeah, but like I still like the Toronto Maple Leafs have a significant more points than Florida now, and I do not think that they're a better team than Florida. So like it's not like I'm talking up more than like
Yeah, but we
what
watch
Florida, I
that
guess.
team every night.
Yeah, yeah, we watch that team. We know them well, and we know what they can do to our souls. So, but yeah,
Watch that team for too long.
yeah, they're a good team. Like, definitely, they could knock you out easily in a 7-game series. But I'm not sure anyone would argue with me that that's the team you would prefer to play. All in all, of these, of the potential teams you could face. I feel more comfortable if we match up decently against them recently.
So a whole lot of nothing happened in the second period. Could have probably skipped that period. Third period was absolute chaos. We had a goal from Bjorkstrand, I believe. Yeah, Bjorkstrand tied it 2-2 on the power play. Hedman ties it 3-3 on the power play. I mean, I can't really blame Stolarz too much. Now, I thought he played a pretty good game. I think it was more about team defense and like stay the fuck out of the box. Clearly against Tampa, like this, they've got a really good power play. Just stay out of the box. Like you can't be, I don't know. It's hard to play on the edge like that. I don't know if that would have worked out the same if it was the playoffs tonight. So I really don't know how much to take that into consideration. But do you think that any of those goals were egregious on Stolarz' part? Do you think he should have had one tonight? Or do you think they were kind of all just good goals, power play goals, and one that was like the first goal he gave up was late in the first period. He was screened, like he couldn't see anything, and it was a snipe. Like Nick Perbix, I'll give you that. Like not big name player, but like he sniped it. It was top cheese, top corner, and he couldn't see shit. So I don't know. I don't really blame Stoley. What do you think?
I mean, I agree with you. The first one totally screened. Second one, like it's power play, and is it Braden Point that's standing? Oh no, Brandon Hagel is standing right in front of the net. You can't clear every player on the power play. It's not part of the design. So like but you can't just be right behind the player and not get a good sight line on a puck. Like I felt like he should have like fought around that one a little bit more. But and the other one, like Hedman walks right down. It is what it is. I don't think that he had a bad game by any means, but I am in like I'm in the Wall camp. I think I want Joseph Wall to start. Like he's the guy that
We
we
have a
like.
development.
Yeah, he's the guy that we like have a future with. Or that's who we want to have a future with. He technically has more playoff experience. He was good in the playoffs until he got injured. Like, it was yeah, I feel like he was the guy. And I know that like the stats say that Stolar should be the goalie, but I just have this gut feeling about Wall, and that's who I would want to be in. It's something about
I
it.
like,
So,
I like having Wool on the bench, like I like having Nick Robertson not starting game one. I'd much prefer them both to be in and good, but I just don't know if I can trust that yet.
You don't trust Stolarz,
on the other hand. I don't know. It's
That's
great. I
crazy.
know that he can come in. I don't know if he's going to be as good as Stolarz. I don't know if I wouldn't be regretting it if he had a bad game. Would you be regretting it? Because I know if Stolarz goes in and loses game one, I won't regret it. I won't regret that we would have put Stolarz in. But I know if we put Wall in game one and he loses, I'm going to be like, I wish they would have put Stolarz. So I think in my gut, it feels like Stolarz is the guy.
I mean, I just feel like you're talking about him a little bit down. Like this is still one of the best goalies in the league, and like even his stats say.
Oh yeah, but like sure, I'm talking like minuscule here, but we're talking about gut feelings and vibes, and I'm saying like Stolarz is definitely the guy for me.
Yeah, I'm just in the opposite camp right now. When I have Wall on the ice, that's the guy I think of as our goalie, and I've liked his play. And I think like everyone kind of shot on him because he let in a goal the other night that was kind of like a distance one that maybe he should have had. But the amount of amazing saves that he made that game, just like there was so many great
Couple
A's
of
that he
shitty games
made.
against the Sharks too.
Yeah, I mean, but those to me are in the past. Like Stolar's had some shitty games. Those are a little bit farther in the past.
Yeah, he hasn't had
But
very many. He hasn't as many as Joe Wool. Joe Wool hasn't had many either, but he's
right,
had Stolar's had even less. So
like what, one less? I think it's a little recency bias and a little bit of
probably.
we got
Actually 100%.
well, and I
Recency
think it's
bias.
also about like the start that Stolar's had. And so like when you start a season with an opinion of someone, it's hard to break it. And like I was in the same camp,
But he
until
hasn't
just
given
like
me
a
a
week
reason to
ago.
break it all season.
I
He's
think he
been
hasn't been as amazing. I don't think he's been as great as he has like in the definitely the first part of the year, but in stretches, it's but like we're talking like you said millimeters here. Like I just like you said, your gut feeling is telling you Stolar's. Mine for some reason that I just can't quite explain, other than just like my own personal eye test, and that like yeah, my gut feeling's the other way, and I'm in the minority. Like the only reason I have this opinion is just from like some of the sports talk that I've been listening to. Everyone's giving their opinion that they should like start Stolarz, but and like I just my
Stolarz
feelings
is
just
like you're right. Like you said that the numbers are there. Like he's second in the league. I just had to look that up to be
oh yeah,
confirmed. Second in the league in save percentage. Like where is Joseph Wool's 16th?
yeah,
It's good.
but 16th with a stretch of coming off an injury, not looking good. You know, so like if you
What about
eliminated the
Stolarz?
first
He
10,
was hurt this year too, and Stolarz has played 31 games. Joseph Wold's played 40 games, so he's played 9 more games, and Stolarz is injured in this season too. So like, I don't know, man. They're kind of both like equal there. That cancels out.
that's what I mean. I'm not saying any of the stats say that. I like I said, I led with the stats say that you
That's what I
should
just
start
said. You're right.
Stolarz. Yeah,
Absolutely right.
I don't know. It's something in my gut. It's weird. I just yeah. We'll see.
Well,
But like you said, like the great thing is that you can have Wall on the bench, and so yeah, like Stolar shits the bed, and you
I
have
feel
a
really good
great
about that.
goalie to go to. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I feel really good about that. If Stolarz shits the bed, I don't like. Oh no. I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, we're all right. It's okay. Wool will come in and save us. But it's weird that I have that feeling. I still want Stolarz to start.
Yeah.
Anyways,
What if they do the back and forth? Would that make you madder than anything? If they went
no,
really
I
like
don't
even
care.
if
Win
Stolarz had a
games.
good game in game one,
I
and they went
guess, yeah. No,
Wall,
if you in the playoffs, if you win,
yeah,
you play. If you
yeah.
lose, you switch.
I
And
thought
then you
Boston
play
did
till
the
you lose.
yeah, Boston did the stupidest thing by going away from Swayman when he was just on such a heater. And like there's nothing
Yeah.
against Will Allmark, you know, but yeah, if you have a guy going and he performs well, like that's I agree with you there. You got to go Stolarz until you can't.
Play till you win.
Mm.
Play till you lose. So I don't know what the Leafs finished with tonight, but Luke Fox shot a tweet out. It says Maple Leafs have 28 blocked shots through 2 periods. Morgan Riley had 8. Holy shit.
Unreal.
Scott Lawton had 5. Chris Tanev and Brandon Carlo each have 4. Brandon Carlo is not afraid to get in front of the puck.
Yeah, the two of those guys, like 4 for them is just standard business. You know, the other ones are what kind of shock me. You know, forwards should not have that many. That's crazy.
Yeah, 5 for Lawton, but Morgan Riley as well. Like,
oh yeah,
although
like
it's great that they're blocking all these shots and that they're willing to get down and put their body on the line. And I'm sure they ended with more blocked shots than that. But you know what that means? That means they didn't have the puck. So Morgan Riley has 8 and Brandon Carlo has 4. They play together, don't they?
yeah, yeah. I mean,
that's not good.
Yeah, the scoring, like, or the however you say it, like the shot attempts, I guess is what it is. Tampa had a lot of them, and like even a lot of them were just like were wide. You know, there's.
I thought you were gonna hit me with the stat there. I thought there was like gonna be a rare CP stat. Okay, so the shot attempts they actually had, it was a lot of them. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah, it was a fuck ton. Actually a shocking amount in the second period. It's like 37 or something like that, or 40. Which is just
making shit up now.
No, I actually looked it up. 37, I think is the number. And to the Leafs, like 14, I believe, is their number in that period. So yeah, like in the second period, like you said, there was a whole lot of nothing going on, but there was a whole lot of we could have been down at that point. And like, in credit to Stolarz and to the defense, like, but I will say that is when I watched probably more baseball than hockey during the
There
second
may have been
period.
a lot of shot attempts, but like, how many high danger chances were there in the second period? Because it was
I don't know
fucking
that.
boring.
It
Like
was
four?
boring. Yeah. I
Like
just
three?
yeah, I didn't look that up, but yeah, it was a
Just not
boring
based
period
off.
for
Does
sure,
that not
but
sound like an accurate guess? Like there wasn't a
yeah, yeah,
lot of
yeah.
actual danger. There might have been a lot of shot attempts, but like, fuck, that could be from 45 feet away from the net, hoping for a tip.
Well,
Like
it can't
it's
be from that far. That's a dump in, but the like, it's one of those where that they have the possession more, like they're pushing, and that's why I like credit to the defense and the goalie because yeah, they kind of if you can have a mute period when you have that many shot attempts, then like you're doing something good on one half of the ice. It's just like yeah, you got to figure it out the other half though, and get the puck on the other side.
So the last bullet point I've got for the night I saved. The two most unlikely fighters, I think, ever.
Mm,
Bobby McMahon and Braden Point get into a fight. Now,
got his lunch money stolen.
what the hell is going on there? Bobby McMahon, has he gotten into a fight before? Has he? Is that his first fight? Second fight? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not
Is that
used
a
to him
fight?
fighting.
I'm pretty sure he
Was that
just
a
got
fight?
beat up, man. I like that. He still had one glove on. I'm not sure how many people noticed that, but he's holding his punching hand glove is still on while he's getting fed.
Ah,
Yeah, and like
well, it didn't look that bad.
what do you mean it didn't look that bad? He
It
got
didn't look
squared up
that bad.
twice. I mean, he's gonna have a shiner tomorrow, man. I like the side
I'm
of his
not saying he didn't
face.
get his ass kicked, but it didn't look like he didn't want to be in the fight. It looked like he was fully engaged and ready to fight.
I
Just
honestly have the
just that he got his
total
ass kicked.
opposite opinion. He cross-checked him in up high, like, and it landed glove, but, like, I don't think he wanted any piece of that fight, and he got beat up, and that's my opinion of Bobby McMahon kind of, dove through the toilet at that point. I was just like, "Dude, like, stick up for yourself, like, and be ready for a fight," you know?
He's not that guy.
But be that guy, man. You have a smaller dude in front of you. You're playing hockey in the NHL. Like, figure it out.
Smaller dude or not.
I figure it out. I
You should he,
honestly, I like don't even want a guy on my team. If you're gonna have Braden Point beat you up when you're like 4, 5 inches taller than him, like, dude, I just can't have that. I was actually it made me pretty. I was sat there. I was just like, what the hell was that? Like, I was pretty frustrated in that moment,
okay, but that
and we
means like
lost a lot of physical battles on that part out. Like, even in the third period, I was just like, dude, like every physical battle
yeah.
we're getting beat up here. Like, come on. The only one who didn't was Matthew Nyes, and thank God he came to our rescue. Because, like, yeah, that dude never got beat up once. Probably the
Can
only
we
one.
just get like a whole team of Matthew Nyes? Like I'll just take 12 of him.
I wonder how that would go. Imagine if you had 12 Matthew Nyes. You never won a single face off, but you were on every single puck ever. That'd be
Ever.
insane. Yeah.
He can score and he can pass and he can shoot. He can do everything. He can do
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just don't expect that from Bobby McMahon. Like I don't ever expect that from Bobby McMahon. And I'm telling you right now, like Conor McGregor's like 5'9", and you're like what 6'2". He'd kick your
Not the
ass.
same. Not the
He'd
same.
kick your fucking ass. So height means nothing. Height means fucking nothing.
Every
Braden Point
woman
could be a
boxer
feisty
in the
little
world
fucker,
would
and
kick my
Bobby
ass.
McMahon is soft.
That's not the
I've said this
same.
since the beginning of the season. He throws his body, and we're like, yeah, because he's a little bit bigger. He's a little bit bigger than average in the NHL, and he throws his body, and we get excited. But he's not that guy. He's soft. He's goal scoring, Bobby McMahon. There's a reason he's thrown up into the top six. He's a better top six player than he is bottom six player, and then he looked like a bit of a bottom six player because we had Max Domi down in the bottom six with him, who's an offensive player. Like, he's not that kind of rough and tough, grind and chip player. He's a skate towards the net, shoot the puck on the net kind of guy. And, like, he's not the kind of guy that's going to throw fists. I don't know how many fights he's gotten to in his whole career, like even including his days as a kid. I just don't expect that from Bobby McMahon, but it did to me look like he was like, okay, well, I'm ready to take it. I didn't notice the glove on the hand. That's kind of fucking brutal.
Yeah, like ready to take like 2 solid punches to the face. That's what he was ready for. And like every player in the league does not have to be, like Ty Domi, that's not what I'm asking for. It's just don't get your lunch money stolen. That's it. Just look like you have some sense of like you can hold your own and like
Well,
y-
I mean, I think
and
there's
then
quite a few Toronto
don't punch
Maple
them in
Leafs
the
who would get their
face.
lunch money stolen.
Not as many these days, man. That's like kind of part of this Brad Living identity is like now more guys on our team are now stealing lunch money. And like we're missing
You're
a
right,
big
but
one of them, McCabe.
there are those guys, and Bobby McMahon does his job. He does what we need him to. He's not necessarily a guy like you might be able to steal Bobby McMahon's lunch money, but he's going to score 22 on you in a season.
Yeah, but
Like,
also in that he gets the penalty as well of the cross check. We go on the shorthanded and they score. So there's another one of my probably led into this frustration of Bobby McMahon.
Yeah, that does not help. It does not help his case at all whatsoever. Do you have any more points on this game, or should we wrap this one up?
I mean, my point on tonight is go Blue Jays. I mean, it's been tough watching 2 games at once, but I think I've been champing it out. Don't try texting me during the time of 7 to 10 because I'm just not going to respond. I'm sorry. I'm too busy. My eyes are 2 places at the exact same time. And
I need to get a second TV. I'm going to start rocking a second screen probably. Yeah, that's what I'm going to
actually love the tablet in front of me, right on the coffee table, in line with the TV, and just every moment that's not important in the hockey game, my eyes just go down. And
really? See, I'm very much as like I have to watch the hockey game, but as soon as they hit commercial break, I flip over to the Jays, or as soon as they hit intermission, flip over to the Jays. And so I watched like if there's not action, then I'm watching baseball where there's usually action, or it's commercial break, and I maybe have a chance for a smoke or a pee. But
whatever happened to picture in picture? I tried
figuring that
out on my TV, and I was just like, my TV just does not understand the early 2000s like I do. I mean,
they're probably like, we can't give them that. We got to make them pay for that. Like,
it's that extra fee. I mean,
that technology's too good.
Yeah,
I don't know, but that's what we need for us sports fans.
Yeah, I would put a second TV on my wall, but I'm too like anal about like aesthetics, and I just it doesn't fit. So I mean, I just don't like how 2 TVs next to each other looks in my living room, and I don't have like a man cave. I live on like a bungalow floor, so I would love 2 TVs. Actually, in my room right here, I have a TV above my computer, and so like sometimes I sit on that futon behind me, but I just feel like I'm in my own little cave in this room sometimes. I don't love to be in here, so yeah.
I want to do it like a Boston pizza style. I'm gonna get like 6 of them, and they're all gonna be like one TV, and then I can like switch them to different shows. And like,
I mean, like a swiveling recliner. You can like just rotate.
No, just like 6 32-inch TVs up on the wall, and then you can have 6 different games on, and you can have all one game on all 6 TVs, and it's like spread out, so it's one.
Yeah, you have like those
Boston pizza style
TVs too.
Seamless TVs. That's what I'm gonna get one day when I'm rich. When we go big from Split the Defense podcast, that's what we're going to spend our money on.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, let's get the fuck out of here 2 days in a row. We're back on Saturday for the Montreal game at home. A game against Montreal at this point in the season that actually kind of matters for both sides. So, that doesn't normally happen. That hasn't happened in a while. That'll be exciting to see. Where's the
honestly the last 5 games being entertaining at all is pretty crazy. So
well, I didn't hear a word you said. You cut out there. So
right. Hopefully everyone else did.
Hopefully they did too. Anyways, let's wrap this sucker up. Thanks for joining Split the Defense Leafs post game presented by Laforest Electrical Contractors, serving the Kingston and surrounding area since 2004. Leave us a comment on your way out of here. Hit that like button. Subscribe to our YouTube. Say Go Leafs Go on Facebook if you see this. That'd be great. If you made it this far, that'd be insane. All right, we'll see you Saturday. Peace.
Follow the boys on Twitter at STDPWebby, at Craig D. Pearce, and at Ted_is_show.